I knew I was different at an early age. I didn't know at the time that I was gay. That difference made me weak. Being gay meant I would be called to the middle of the court and ran over by my teammates. So I repressed whatever feelings or emotions I had. Basketball, for me, became my sanctuary. It was a place where I could escape from my reality, where I could forget about the feelings, the emotions that I was wrestling with inside. I always had a sense of God. My mom moved us back to Virginia Beach to be closer with family after the divorce. The move left me alone. I didn't feel like I had anyone outside of just myself and wrestling with these emotions. And the only thing I did have was sport. The beginning of my junior year of high school, I was introduced to the person of Jesus. My youth leader, he gave me a Bible, and the verse that was on the inside cover was John 10:10, which says, "The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I, Jesus, have come to give you a full life." With my parents' divorce and my inner struggles with identity and all the emotions I was going through, I didn't feel like I was living. I was just existing. And if Jesus was offering me a full life, I wanted it. I got into Virginia Wesleyan College, and I remember going to a summer camp there while in high school. I enjoyed it. I remember getting a player of the day one day. So my goal going to Wesleyan was to walk on the team, and it was going to be what I thought an easy transition. That first year, I wanted to get my feet wet when it came to what it meant to be in college, and I was involved in Christian ministry, and yet I still had these feelings inside. So at the end of my freshman year, it just became too much. It became overwhelming, and so I just had to stop. I had to walk away, and I dropped out. It's the first time in my life that I could remember this emptiness that I was feeling, and I was questioning who I was and what I believed and what I should do. So I continued to repress my feelings. I remained in a deep closet with a religious doorknob. And 3 years went by. I finally transferred to James Madison University, and my time there was incredible. I got involved in 2 Christian ministries, InterVarsity and Fellowship for Christian Athletes, and then I was also recruited to work at a Christian sports ministry during my summers, and the time was good. For the most part, I forgot about my feelings, and I focused on what I was studying, the ministry I was involved in, and the only time I would ever acknowledge anything was random hookups, followed by promising myself it was the last time. I was just going through a phase that at some point would stop. My time in sports ministry, as a counselor, as a coach, even as an athletic director, it gave me purpose. I was able to combine 2 things that I loved, 2 things that meant so much to me and made up a huge part of my identity, my faith and sports. Setting fire to our insides for fun. The beginning of that verse, John 10:10, says that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And I didn't really focus on that when I was given that Bible. And what I didn't know was that soon the thief was going to be the very community that I was involved in. January 2nd, 2012, 28 years old. I graduated a couple years earlier. I was still involved with sports ministry, and I was tired. I was tired of pretending, tired of wearing different masks. One in the community I was involved in, one in the church, and one in the closet. I sat across the kitchen table from my roommate and friend at the time, and I looked him in the eyes and said, I think I'm gay. And I'm in love with you.
I want him, but we're not right.
And it became real. The following months were hell. I lost the majority of friends I had. I was no longer allowed to be involved in the sports ministry, which meant so much to me. After 6 years of being involved in an organization that I loved, I couldn't even get a job reference. Former friends would no longer be there, and I was lost. I wanted answers. I found myself in reparative therapy and was promised false hope that I could change. But even though I thought that I wanted to change, even though I fought for it, even though I cried out to God, that change never happened. The feelings remained, and my anger and my hopelessness grew. I started to question everything. Growing up, I knew that being gay was looked down upon. I was told it was unnatural. I was told that it was an abomination, that God wanted specific things from me because I was a man, and that I was supposed to be with a woman, and He didn't want me to be like this. So I started to question everything. I started to question the very faith that I held true to myself. And I started to go on a journey of self-discovery and ask questions for myself rather than take what I've been told as my truth. One night, laying in bed, I remember looking out the window, and the moon, it just lit up the night like the sun. And I looked up and I cried out, God, where are you? I'd asked God that same question thousands of times. I don't know what it was about that night, but there was something different. It wasn't an audible response, but I just knew He was there. There's a passage in Psalms, Psalm 139, where God says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. All of us are fearfully and wonderfully made. To the sports we play, to the way we love. God created us. He created me just the way I am. Jesus said, I came to give you life. And it may have taken me 28 years to reconcile that truth, but that night, I understood what that meant. Today, the LGBT community are told that we can't be who we are and believe what we believe. The truth is, our sexual identity and our faith aren't mutually exclusive. We can be a Christian, we can also be gay, and that's okay. My name is Josh Sanders. I'm a Go athlete, and this is Go Faith.